Alright, are we here? Are we here? Are we functional? Are we functional? I wonder. Alright everyone, hello, 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 greetings and welcome in. My name is Harrier Citadel, avian alien sentinel of Fort Misthaven, perpetrator of creative chaos, general maker of things, and hopefully we will have things actually work today. Sorry about the slight delay in terms of starting. I got distracted while doing my setups. In other words, I was busy setting up and lost track of time for today. So I was a little bit about that. But we are here. Sishian, welcome in. Zany, hello, hello. It's my favorite artist of this battle mama in the universe. Oh, it's a pleasure to have you joining us today, Sishian. Welcome in, welcome in. I know it's late in your iteration of reality, so welcome, welcome. I'm just going to quickly adjust my microphone just a little bit over there. Sorry if you heard that. But yes, we are indeed working on Sushian today. We have a lot of work to do on the model. What is late? Relative. Relative. It is relative. To how many hours you've been awake? Whenever that conscious cycle may begin. Who knows? Who knows, right? So, yes. 12 hours at the moment? Okay, so it's still pretty chill. Still pretty chill for you. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I am currently sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm currently at 18 hours. After 3. I wanted to have a nap earlier today, but then I spent about 2 hours just lying down with my eyes closed and infuriatingly aware of how I was unable to fall asleep, so... yeah, just... hopefully tonight will be a little bit better. Enough exhaustion should help, right? Enough exhaustion should help with falling asleep, I hope. Nothing worse than insomnia. Well, there are a couple of things worse than insomnia, but it's definitely not pleasant. But yeah, we're doing good otherwise. We've been productive already this evening. I have done a lot of prep work on the model for today. So I have imported all but 2 of the layers for the hair. And the 2 that are not imported are giving me a little bit of grief in terms of my PSD files. So I will separate those in later. But I spent the evening listening to a couple of VODs and meshing things out. So just basically taking a chill afternoon, placing little orange dots all over our meshes. So we have all of the hair pieces meshed out and ready to apply physics and make move today. So the prep work is done, yes. And I think we can actually head over to the main screen, and I'm just gonna go to there. Okay. Yeah, so that we can see where we're at. So this is everything imported roughly into its correct place. So you've been more productive than me then. I feel like productivity is a weird thing to try and measure, because sometimes you're being productive, but all of it is in your brain and you can't necessarily quantifiably show the results, but you have been productive in terms of thinking work as well. So yeah, who knows? Sometimes you just need to include the non-visible parts of doing life as part of your productivity measurements. So, if you're not sitting in your nothing box for all of the hours of the day, literally just not thinking and just sitting, then yeah, it's productive in a way. I've been building a D&D character all day and going insane in the progress. You know what? Honestly, I can understand that. Character development is tough. And respect. I get that. Character dev is tough. Okay. So I just want to move myself over there. There is one more thing that I did do just before stream, which is going to be a little bit tricksy to see with the hair that won't be moving along with it, but I've also imported the neck. But what I think I am most proud of is what I have specifically done with the neck. For now. So, if we pay close attention to what the neck is doing, and what the throat is doing, we actually see a bit of flex on the throat, and I'm kind of chuffed with that. So our goal for today is to get the rest of the floof to do the wiggles and follow the head. That's the goal for tonight. We'll see how far we actually manage to get, but being shorter hair, I anticipate that it should behave itself. At least a little bit. So, we're gonna see what we get right. I might need to add in additional side hair below the ears now that I look at it, and how it is interacting with the scalp. We'll see. But so far, I'm really, really happy with that neck fix. Like, I feel like that kind of looks good. I'm really happy with that. It's something that I wanted to implement for a while, but I'm really happy with that. You might DM about a question I have. Okay, is it related to the rigging process, or is it related to timelines? Or, you know what, you can just send me the question. I'll answer it real quick, and then we can jump into the rest of the madness, I think. Because otherwise, I'm going to forget that you had a question, and we can always see if it's something that can be addressed quickly, efficiently. No one has to worry about stuff. Also, if you've got questions, never feel bad about DMing me. As the commissioner, you've always got an open line to DM me about the commission. So, all is well. Okay, so I see what your question is there. The ears at the moment only look closed because they're not actually attached to facial tracking at the moment. So I have not got my remote connection working at the moment, so that my VTube Studio is sending data to Live2D on the separate PC. So I can't really have it track me as a how can I phrase this? As an input source, basically. But if I put this on the posing mode, you'll see how it's behaving in actual practicality in a little bit better state, even though the face is doing really, really weird things on the rest of the parameters. The ears are actually functionally going to be in an open state a lot more, because they're reactive to both the mouth input and the eyebrow input. So, this is really, really cursed. Let me just reset default. That was so cursed. That was so cursed. I'm sorry that you had to see that madness. But yeah, basically, yeah, on the brow movement, I believe it's on, yeah, so on the brow down movement, the ears go down, and on the mouth form movement, no, which one is it? Oh, it's on the smile, it's on the smile, and they open on the smile. So, no, it's not just you going crazy, it's just that the tracking is very responsive to inputs. And I've just noticed that I've got to move parameters on pink eye from the port side parameter to the starboard side parameter. And vice versa, because what? Why are you two getting confuzzled there? Huh? That makes no sense. Okay, I'm making a note of that as a repair to take place. Where is my notebook? Right. Check eyes. Brow. Brands. For port. Starboard. Note made for after we have floofed the hair. Okay. Awesomeness. So, I did also want to just check. I need to have this on my stopwatch as well. I only mentioned it as I thought they would naturally be open already, but I see your point. No, all good. It's a totally valid question. Questions like that you can also feel free to ask in chat, because it's something that other people might also, as VOD viewers, would also potentially be curious about. So, if it's a practical question like that, please feel free to ask. It's honestly no issue. I wanted to check now. Wasn't the eyes? It was the... Did I have this set up yet? Let me just go to my cursor tracking settings here. Position X. No. Okay, now I just want to see. You know what? That's why I've not got it there yet. Because I've not yet got my neck rotation attached to the head turns. So, this is going to be on here. 8 and -8. Let's see how that's gonna look. Just want to check. Okay, that's right. Okay. So that's behaving like how I want it to. I'm pretty happy with that flexibility in the neck movement. Okay. Okay. So that was 2 minutes, 2 head turns. Okay. Now I just want to see. A few things on the side there. Hit the save button. Alright, and now let us go into all of these physx's that actually need to be on physx and putting them where they need to be. Okay, and then I think I still need to do those for the bangs, don't I? Yes, I do still need to do those for the bangs. Okay. Done. Let me do the hair back first. This neck shadow needs to be clipped to throat and to neck and to okay, and that is 1 minute onto setups. Over there, because I'm keeping a whole log sheet of how many minutes it's taking me to do each part of the process. I still haven't written in the number of minutes that we've spent on the actual art layers, because I will grab that from the clip file when they're actually done. But so far we have 31 hours on record. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at short hair physics. And what I actually want to do quickly is put everything that shucks, okay. A bunch of the hours that I put into setups should have been into part meshes. Oh no. I believe I was at 800 and I was on 800 and something. Oof. I was on 800 and something. How long is my undo history? Okay, so let me just see. 972 minus 828 is 144. Okay. Salvaged. Salvaged. Alright. Save the time log. Because otherwise it's gonna be madness. It's gonna be 0, 0. It's gonna be, actually, I'm gonna include the neck on that. That's gonna be 2. Because that was actually really quick. I haven't spent any time there yet. Not gonna be any time there. Haven't spent any time there yet. Nor there, nor there. Nor there. Nor there. No, that was undo. That was already had stuff in it. Yeah, still 31 hours so far on this model, not including art time. I have no idea where we're currently sitting on that at the moment. Can I check quickly? I feel like I should check quickly. I want to just see. Because I think that is maybe not a bad idea to just capture what is in here so far, and then I can always update that number. But I'm going to actually drop this into the face rotation. And into see, okay, so it is rotating. So I do want to put it on I'm gonna put this into the head turns while I'm waiting for things to open up on this side. Hurry up. So when that goes up, I want that to go up a little bit. All right, and on this side, Not at all. Nope. Return to center. Place it there. Little keys. There we go. Here. Little keys. There. Up. There. Down. That. Okay. That works. Now, this way. What I want to do is I want to just click on a split. It doesn't need more information than that. Alright, and parameter, motion mirroring, yes, that, okay, that works there. Synthesize corners, let's see, how's that going to respond? Not quite how I wanted to, but that's fine, I anticipated as much. Parameter, motion mirroring, wait, this side, okay, now here, alright, and parameter, motion mirroring, okay, and that is a hydrate. So everyone, it is time to acquire our nearest safe for consumption beverages and take a sip. Okay, and the throat shadow is now behaving the way I want it to make sure it's now. Yay! Okay, reset to default values. That was 5 minutes. On to head turns. Head turns. Hey, 5, 6, 7, 8. Save button. Okay, now we can look at Floof after hydrates. Okay. Ooh, here we go. All right. There we go. What is everyone having for your hydrates? I am on a sneaky cup of coffee. Coffee at 3 in the morning is maybe a questionable decision, but it's fine. Let us reset our timer before I forget. There we go. Okay, now we continue. We continue. So, shadow now works. Now that's not going to distract me anymore. Collapse the face. Ah! That was not the button I intended to press. That's the one that I wanted to compress and hide. Cool. Fantastic. Now, we're going to go through the list and we are going to apply physics. So, this is going to go to our physics tab. And we've got 3 phys x parameters and 3 phys y parameters. And then when we've got all of that done, we're going to apply gravity as well before we put these onto the head node. So, I think I need to hide the neck as well. One moment please, while I just locate that. Oop, there we go. Okay, so we're going to start at the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to start this way. Like that. Alright, next up. Okay, and big field of influence. Alright, and here I want to go form, original, there we go. And that was, what, 2 minutes? 2 minutes. On to okay, so that was first one. Next is gonna be you. Also, those 3. And we're gonna start at this and then move upwards. So, you know what? I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna grab that. And we're gonna go smaller. Alright. That's that one. Next. Bigger on our selection. And next. Okay. Now I just want to check behavior on these. Okay, I'm happy with those two on the X, so we continue. Now here, I need to adjust the number of pieces that we've got going on here because it's a little bit ridiculous. Alright. And we're going to have this behave the same way. So we're going to start at the bottom and we'll work our way upwards. You can always tone it down afterwards if it's a little bit heavy. Which I think it may well be, but it's always easier to make something less than to make it more. I think that is definitely way too drastic, but I'll come down again and tune everything later. As the meme goes, we're making it exist first. Alright, there we go. And then number neck. There. Okay, that's doing all right. That's doing okay. I'm happy with that. Next. A little bit of a repetitive process, but important. And you can actually see things moving, which makes it an awful lot more interesting on stream than doing the mission. Tracing every color shift and putting dots along the length. That's way too heavy. Okay. Okay, that's that one. And then the last one from the starboard side. No. And last. Okay, so now on our head X movement, or our physics on this side, we can definitely tone the amount of movement down quite significantly that we're going to see on each of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this and just see. Here's center. I don't want it to move further than there. So copy, here. I don't want it to move further than is default. I don't want that to move further than there. So copy and paste. Okay, now that is a lot more subtle. Next line. Copy, paste. This line. That angle looks good. Copy, paste. Okay, and on this line. Copy, paste. Copy and paste. Okay. So for starboard 1, that physics is refined. Now remember next. Copy, paste. I want to just make everything a little bit more subtle so that it doesn't look broken. In practice. Good. Copy, paste. All right. Copy, paste. I'm taking this on a case-by-case basis for each strand because I didn't exactly have the most mathematical approach to how much I was bending each one. So we're treating this a bit organically. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Next. Copy, paste. This side is actually okay. No, just a little bit of this. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. I might need to dial this subtlety down even more For the sake of the Y physics that's going to go over the top of this. We'll see. Because otherwise it's going to look a little bit unnaturally foxy. So let's see here. That's looking a lot better already. I'm happier with that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to apply a similar set to the other side. Now, hair back isn't going to get visible because it's never going to actually get seen. But these ones will. So this is going to be let's aim for a little bit more subtlety from the get-go this time. Okay. Okay, that works. That works. Number next. Alright, next. Nope, I want to make an angle for this. We can do that. Nearly there. Okay. Subtlety, subtlety is the name of the game. Copy. Okay. Much. Okay. That works. Now, number next is this one. And here. And also save. There we go. Sounded good, certainly. Already on number 4 out of 6. Okay. There we go. Okay. Whoop, and there is the hydrate. So everyone, time to acquire our nearest safe consumption beverages and take a sip. That was 28 in total now. Okay. But I'm happy. That's looking nice and cool so far. So we'll add the Y physics to these soon, which will give it another dimension of flexibility. There we go, our next timer is set. But so far, I'm happy that the hair is at the very least behaving with all of the layers like how I wanted it to behave. So yay. Okay, number next. Three. And you. Like so. Then that. Okay. And then last one. Okay. And now last one for the eggs. But of course I forgot to switch on my timer. How many minutes have gone by? 3. 28, 29, 30. Start watching it. That. That. And like that. And like that. And okay, that should do the trick here. Final check. Okay. Happy on the X. Cool. Now we need to do Y. So for these, what we're going to do is we're going to go into all of these. Just collapse them all down again. Because otherwise, sanity. or the lack thereof. It's going to be a thing. And now what we do is we go create, and we go, this is Y, copy, and create for all of these. There we go. And then what we're going to basically do is repeat the process with thinking about how hair behaves when it bounces up and down rather than left and right. Okay, so then we're going to put these on these parameters. Actually, I'm going to grab this entire collection and put them on those parameters, because that way I don't have to do that later for each one independently. Blah. Okay, now that direction is up, that direction is down. So now we think these little bits at a time. When you're bouncing up, like that. When you're bouncing down, like that. Next one. I think this one can actually afford to have more. What? Yeah. Better. Next. A little bit. And down. Okay. Next. Okay. 2 down. Next. It's gonna start behaving. Up. He's gonna go. Like that. Down. Alright, and last one on this line. That. There. Just want to make sure that that bit stays a bit more consistent. There we go. Okay. That one's a little bit more finicky. Fine. On to the next one. Up goes. Like that. Down goes. Like that. Next line. That. That. And next line. Down. Check. Okay. I just want to see how this is behaving. Okay. So the two interact reasonably. Now I just want to see. Direction is good. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. So is this one already moving? Yes. But I just wanted to make sure that I didn't already select the next piece. Up. That. Down. that. That. And next. Okay, and this should be the last one on this line. Before we move to the opposite side. Alright, and last one here. Nope. Okay, that works, that works, that works. Now we check. That is that side operational. Now do the same on this side. And on the side of it also therefore needs to be 10. Next. And next one, that. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. This also needs to get more geometry over there. And therefore on this side as well. down, please. Copy and paste. Okay. We're surviving. We're surviving. I want us to focus on the vertical. Okay. Sliver. Okay. And okay, that works. That's actually a surprisingly large amount of bounce. Let's see, I just want to check that. On the vertical. Yeah. That still reads as short hair should read. Okay. Maybe. I'm missing you. Okay, you on the up. Wait. Like that. And down. Okay. Next. Yep. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Like that. And down. More appropriate amount of travel on that. Down. Okay. So next is gonna be you. Like, nope. I like this shape. I want you there. Actually, I think almost too much. Too much. Let's retake that. Just look how much of that parameter, that much of the corner is actually not in contact with the mesh. Just a little bit more help. Okay. That's something. That's more of an actual. Okay. Match. Higher up. And next one. Okay, that's that. That's that. Okay. Slowly but certainly we're getting there. Next up. And that is another hydrate. So everyone, time to acquire our nearest safer consumption beverages. And take a sip. Okay. I'm not happy with this one. That looks good. That's good. Okay. Next. Higher up. copy, paste, and reset our hydrate timer. Okay. Now for the down. Okay. And then up. Okay. Last piece. Oh. This one is two. Next. Okay. That's going well. Okay, now if we check these together, bounce like that, and on the horizontal, with a nice swish like that, and then combine them. They don't break! Hooray! They don't break. Woohoo! Lovely. Okay, that is a victory. And I'm going to pause our timer there. That is 32 minutes. Going on to shorthead physics. So 31 plus 32 is going to be 63. Okay. And that puts us at 32 hours and 25 minutes. Values. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to take all of these and put them into a gravity. Why? Because they are in fact still affected by gravity when the head rotates. So that also needs to be done. So we're gonna go this, and we're gonna go drag, copy, Create. Paste. Create. Paste. And go through the list again, 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 again. And so with those we shall complete each one, copying, pasting, and creating. Okay. So now these we're going to collapse also for visibility. So and these we're going to link to our head Z, like that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to and just make a minor adjustment according to gravity to account for the head twist. I get the feeling that this head rotation is maybe a little more significant than what makes sense. Like, that's a pretty big angle. What's that angle here? 15. Good grief, that's way too much. 15 is way too much. 10. That looks a little bit more sane. That angle of rotation looks a little bit more sane. Okay. We return to gravity. So that one works. Next, this one. Also, we want this one to be a little bit more upright. Not too much, but just a little bit more. We sort of want to not completely flatten it out, but we want to sort of maintain a little bit of that horizontal vibe. As the head turns. Because unlike long hair that's going to have the weight pulling it strictly down, the short hair doesn't have that. But it will still will be affected, at least a little, in a desire to maintain some sort of equilibrium. Go. There we go. Okay, that works. Next. Okay, that will do the trick. And I think we need to hit the save button. Now's a good time. And we continue. Come on. When things decide to deselect on my behalf, I get most frustrated. Okay, next. Okay, that works. This one. works. Next. Okay. Only 2 more. Perfect. That works, that works, that works, that works, that works. Last one on gravity, and then the hair back is ready at least to get put on the head. Ah! Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Last bits for gravity. Huzzah. But I'm not happy with that selection. Come on, grab. No, no. Like that, yes. And you. That. Okay. So that should now be all of our hair pieces. With Y physics, X physics, and gravity. Cool. So this part I'm going to put in a warp. Let me just check that. It's going to be 14 minutes that I need to apply here, so 62 plus 14. It's going to be 74, 5, 7. Unless I'm stupid at math, but I think that counted correctly. Yes. This is going to be hair, path, head, XY. I do not need 28 on the x-axis. If anything, I need like 4. And 16 should be enough on the y. Create. And I can clear my stopwatch there. Okay. So then I can put the head back on. Alright. And we can now take all of that. Oh no, we can just use the hair back container. That's exactly what it's good for. Okay. Take that and put it on our head X. We'll make additional tweaks in a moment. I'm just going to hide the scalp layers because I think that's maybe confuzzling me a little bit right now. And I'm going to hide the ears layers. Why are the ears not in the same ears layer? Excuse me? Why are the ears not in the same ears layers? That makes no sense. Okay. They're both in the face folder. Only one set of ears is in there, so where's the others? Is it in here for some obscure reason? Yes, for some obscure reason. That collection of earpieces was in fact not in the ears subfolder. And that simply will not do. There we go. Yes, we were looking at how that's going to behave on the head turn, so the ears need to go away for a moment. And we are working on the hair back container. And on the y-axis, let's go down. Up ever so slightly. And synthesize corners. Okay, so that gives us our base movement. But we need to get the hair path to move appropriately as well. So what we're going to do is over here, we're going to aim this this way. Bend. And this way. Looks a little bit really messy right now, but it will get better. Alex, hello, hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. gonna need some help, but we're getting places already. I'm good. Hope you're doing well as well. Yes, we are making good progress. We have been putting physics on Floof for Sishian, and the hair back is almost fully functional. So we are indeed making progress. Our hair path is actually also almost behaving itself as well. We've got a bit of gravity behavior going on. So that's all working nicely. The Floof physics looks good. Yay! Thank you. I'm glad. And also in here now is a fully functional neck. So in that case, we've also got a little bit of neck flex going on, which looks nice. I really wanted to implement something like that because a neck that does not look like it's turning while the head is turning is something that annoys me personally. So I want to remedy that. And I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. It looks a little bit more natural. So I'm really liking that. The neck actually flexes, the throat actually flexes to accommodate head movement, and I think that works really, really nicely. It's a subtle thing, but it's something that one notices. The neck looks so cursed without a torso. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. At least the head is on top of it, honestly. It would look much, much, much more cursed without the head on top. So much more cursed. True. Yep. There is a running joke amongst VTuber artists who actually put a little face on the top of the neck whenever the head layers are hidden. I haven't done that, but that's because I do the top of the neck weird to accommodate the throat pieces. Like, come on, catch up with me. Catch up with me. You see, we survive. I beg of thee, don't crash. Like I've got more torso pieces loaded in and ready to go. I just obviously don't want to show those on stream yet, but here are ink slaves for a couple of them so far, ready for meshing. But still a lot to do on that front. Okay. So I just want to see when I put the ears back in. And side hair back in. Fourth side needs to not be there because that's not yet done. Let's just see how this all behaves together now. Okay, starting to get someplace. I need to do a lower side hair to cover the side of the neck here when the head is at that angle, because that does not look right or natural at all. It needs more mass on that. And I've still got a couple of layering issues that need resolving on this side here. But we'll get there. Slowly but certainly, we're working through the list. And I see that I don't yet have the side here on gravity, do I? Yeah. No. Is it? No, it is. It is on gravity already. Okay. But that is a hydrate timer, so everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages, and let's take a sip. Okay. slowly but certainly, we are getting this through the process. How is that looking in terms of the cloth? I will refine the head XY movement on the hair back when I have the bangs fully functional, because I think it'll be easier to get everything to be consistent when I work from the front backwards than anything else. Yeah. I've got layering issues. Yeah, I'm happy. We've made good progress on the floof, but now I need to call it a day. What is that? I need to check what that's actually. Hold up. What's going on here? Aha! Will have a mirrored problem over here, which is now resolved. Okay. And that process was all on the head turns, and that's going to be 7 minutes. Okay. That little issue with the sharp piece is now resolved. Just waiting for the lag. Okay, while that's doing that thing. That was 7 minutes, 2 head turns. So, what if I don't really want to? Okay. What are you doing, you silly thing? I'm not supposed to do this math loud. 575. Okay, I'm just gonna get ready for work an hour early, but I'm antsy just sitting and sleep was chasing me. Oh no, but I was too fast. Thank you for joining us, Alex. I'm going to wrap it up here as well. Hopefully I will be able to get some sleep now as well. The insomnia struck me too. It's crazy. Save button on that. And save button on that. I'm gonna be checking out, the stats on these, later streams. I think especially it'll be content dependent on how the response is on them, in terms of the stats. But just want everyone to be aware that there is a non-zero chance that I might be making some minor adjustments to the exact stream times for these late time slot streams. Specifically depending on the content. Because I know that, especially with stuff like the rigging and stuff, it can be a little bit shaky. No worries, hope the model keeps going great. Thank you! Greatly appreciate it. Let me just turn that up again. And let's get back over here before I start rigging again, and then I look again and the sun is up for a half an hour. Rahazek, hello, welcome in. Come on, just please. Let's go this way. I beg. Such fertile wife. do you despise me? I really, really, really need you to actually work. Please. Come on. PC, I'm not asking you to work this hard, please. Come on. It's kind of ridiculous now. Just a little ridiculous. Anyway. What's going on? Let me just see. Is it going to take on any of these shortcuts? Or are you just being ridiculous? I think it's just being kind of ridiculous. Okay. Refresh and please work. Ah! Note to self. Touch Portal does not like being interrupted by using my phone as a stopwatch. Oh man. But anyway, Krasik, how are you doing? How are you doing? Good to have you joining us. I'm busy wrapping up, or attempting to. But doesn't seem like my phone wants me to turn off yet because it won't let me change the scene. Oh dear. Oh dear. Save button. While we're hoping that this thing will actually work. Please. I just want to check over here everything is okay while I'm also still waiting for things to finish loading. And okay, so that is not working and that is okay. I will be able to repack that a little bit more cleanly, I think. That ought to be able to repack a little bit more cleanly to make a bit more space. But I will do that another time. Interesting. Okay. But yeah. So come on, please. I very much despise it when things stop working halfway through a stream. Ah. Okay. Yeah, it's just not talking. It's just not talking. So I've got to do this manually. Okay. You want me to do this manually? We'll do this manually. Yeah. Manual placement mode. Gasp. Ridiculous. But we are here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As I say, I'm going to be revising or reviewing stats on these later streams. I have noticed a little bit more of a quieter trend, especially on the Live2D streams, because I know that they are quite a little bit of a more kind of co-worker, slightly more lurker-centric type of content than some of our other more interactive stuff. So I don't know if it is something that I should maybe not try and push earlier in the evening if I'm going to end up working until this time of the day on that sort of thing anyway. So I'm gonna see, I'm gonna push and pull and experiment a little bit with the exact start time. Literally anything after 11 PM UTC is game for streaming time, so perhaps I don't need to necessarily wait until 1 in the morning UTC to start. Going forward, we'll see. But yes, we have achieved some floofing. Tomorrow I'm going to continue working on some layer rendering for outfit pieces so that I can start pulling those in as soon as possible. But I can definitely see myself also needing to work on way more in terms of the rig come Thursday. So much to do. We are still, it feels in like the first half of the rigging process, it feels like. Even with close the spreadsheet now. What's it now? I just want to get the number of minutes on this as well. 1 moment, please, while I do arithmetic. My least favorite thing, arithmetic. Please just finish this thing up so that I can see. That is what? Just getting information for you guys. 1 moment, please. Okay, so. So I have been working on this entire project now for 66 hours, according to my spreadsheet, my time tracker. We have been working on Sushian's model for now 66 hours. And it does feel like we're still pretty early in the process. 66 hours. But we're getting there. We're really getting there. I am trying to get the entire build quality improvements on what I've previously done, right? Within the scope, obviously, of what has been requested. So there are lots of things that we've not even started on. The toggles, the tail. Oh my word, that tail! I still need to start on the tail. So yes, a lot still to do. We can take this one step at a time. Make sure that we do it well. And have it to the best possible standard I think we can possibly achieve. So it is taking a hot minute to get through this, but so far so good. considering that the other two models I've got on the books are roughly at 150 and 138 minutes respectively, 150 and 138 hours respectively, with inaccurate tracking on the time, I think we're doing pretty well so far. So yeah, we're getting places. Once the head is fully rigged and the hair all works, then it's gonna be a much faster process on the body, I think. There are a couple of interesting toggles that I think I'm going to need to draw extra layers for as well, I think. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. At the moment, I want to get the core functionality in place, and then after that we can rig the extra bits, I think that'll be the crucial order of operations at this point. Also crucial order of operations is me going to be figuring out how on earth I have managed to somehow completely break my touch portal, because all of a sudden it's not doing the thing, because I just want to see, is it going to actually... No, it's not sending hotkeys through. So I need to see what's wrong there. It's a little bit frustrating, but hopefully I'll find out what's going on and be able to plug in some sort of a solution soon, because I need my stuff to actually work, please. So yeah, I have some troubleshooting to do, but I think hotkeys are the least of my concerns. Deadlines are pretty much higher on the priority list right now. I've still got to finish the test pages for the comic, so that needs to happen this week as well. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens on that project, because it could be a thing, it could not be a thing. I need to deliver on that ASAP as well. Anything else that I need to report in on at this point in time? Let me just make sure that I'm not doing the dumb. Yeah, character designs are still in progress. They're still slightly lower on my priority list than the VTuber model at the moment. But I need to get everything through one step at a time, otherwise brain is gonna break a little bit. It's the madness that comes with having, like, what's it, 1, 2, 3 big projects all at the exact same time that are all big involved things. So I've got 3 slightly smaller things in the queue as well. But these 3 big projects, I want to get them now resolved as soon as possible, because it's going to eat me if I don't manage to get them done soon, and very soon. So I want to really prioritize working on those. So yeah, lots on the plate. We take it one step at a time, do as much as we can without burning ourselves into oblivion, right? Last I checked, I do not think I have any phoenix blood in me, so I don't really want to burn out that badly I do not think I will come out of that refreshed and renewed if I burn out. So, we want to make sure we don't accidentally catch fire. And that also means just trying to be a little responsible in all of this. So, yes, trying to just make sure that everything ticks along on all of the little tracks all at the same time. But it's a little bit of a slow process. So I'm trying to get things into some semblance of normalcy again. December was chaos of an unexpected nature. March was chaos of an unexpected nature. And both of those put me back on my commission schedule with those long projects a lot longer than what I wanted them to. So I am working on getting back on schedule with that. It's just the long projects just take a lot of time investment. So yeah, I'm estimating that the Sishian model is going to be a final work time of somewhere around 160 hours. We're currently at hour 66, so we've still got a long ways to go on that. So if I do nothing else with my time, I'm looking at like another 2 weeks of just nothing else but working on Sishian. If I stick to normal work weeks, timelines basically, it's like it's a lot still to do. So and that's not counting for the fact that I need to also sometimes work on something else, otherwise I'm gonna start making mistakes in weird ways. So I think that there is a lot of scope for a lot of more focused streams over the next, let's say, 3 weeks, grinding through a lot of this more mission focused stuff. But I am going to try and throw in another doodle relate sometime next week, just as a pressure break. I think I'm going to do another doodle relate next week as a pressure break at some point. Whether it's going to be during one of the late streams or one of the early streams, I'm not sure yet. But I think a pressure break is going to be needed. Whether it's going to be a doodle relate or whether it's going to be a voice acting session in Final Fantasy XIV, I do not know. But I do know that a change of pace is going to be needed at some point. So yes, we are trying to manage the main course as well in between all of the madness. And we're just being careful and responsible to it. In typical self-employed / freelancer fashion, there is no such thing as a holiday. I know there is a big event in like 2 weeks that traditionally my family tries to attend, which is this really big Highland gathering that happens in a little town in the south of a big metropolitan area called Durban. So a little bit further south from Durban is another little town, and the biggest Highland gathering in the Southern Hemisphere happens there. It's a little bit of a drive to get there, and I'm going to be an incognito if I do manage to attend, but it's always super fun to see the pipers and all the people waltzing around in their tartans. So the Highland Gathering is going to be a thing. I hope I'm going to be able to attend if I'm not busy working that day. I think it might also be possible that I'm working that day. It's highly possible that I'm working that day. Anyway, but yeah, that's going to be fun if it does happen. If it does, and I'm able to grab a couple of snapshots, I'll show you guys afterwards in the Discord. Because that's fun. I'm actually going to ask around, maybe it's being live streamed, the competition side of it, because it's actually a huge competition, a national competition for the pipe bands, which is kind of cool. So they've got like I think a 2-day competition running for all of the different sections of the pipe band. So both on the pipers themselves and on the drum line. The main event is always the big march at the end of it. Oh, that's just my dog opening the door again. Hi! But yeah, that's always like super fun. It's like the major event of that town as well. So it's always fun to visit. It's like the closest thing that I've been to resembling a carnival is that Highland Gathering. I don't think I've ever actually attended any other quote-unquote festivals aside from that, ever. Like, I've been to 3 Comic Cons. Twice as a guest and once as a con artist. But beyond that, I think every quote-unquote festival I've been to, I've been working at. So it's like, one doesn't get used to doing things as an attendee to these sorts of things. It's crazy. But I'm looking forward to it. If nothing else, I might be able to get there for a little bit on the day of the pipe band. We'll see. There's something about the pipes and the drum line that when you're standing there in person, it just drills into your soul. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I've got such a soft spot for tilts. And one of the reasons why I ended up giving Brock one. Yeah. His isn't tartan, but it's still a kilt, so I enjoy that. It's a cool thing. If you're ever in South Africa around this time of year, it's definitely worth attending. Definitely worth attending. The Highland Gathering in a little town called Amanzimtoti. I think it's what, 2nd? I'll need to double check the dates. But if I do get them, I will put them in the Discord for anyone who's curious. Hold up. If we're lucky, if you guys are lucky, actually, if you guys are lucky, I'll confirm this. But I did a commission sometime a while back for a media streaming service in that part of the world. That does like sports and live event stuff. I did a commission for them for a mascot, for a marathon. If we're lucky, I'll check with them. They might actually be doing coverage on the day as well. They might actually be doing coverage on that Highland Gathering. In which case, I will put a link in the Discord as well, because it's fun. It's fun. If you guys enjoy bagpipes, like I do, then maybe seeing the competition side of things might be interesting. It's different kind of content, but you never know. I will give them the little hint if it is being streamed. I hope it is. I hope it is. It's like the biggest event in town. It would be sad if they're not streaming. If all of the pipe band members, families in the rest of the country, they can't actually attend to see it. So, I will find out from those people because they're based in that area. So anyway, I need to love and leave you all. Hopefully I will actually be able to get some sleep. The insomnia the last 2 days has been bad. I think I've been running on 6 hours sleep over the last 48. It's a recurring thing that happens every now and again. That, okay, you're just aware of how you're not falling asleep and it's very, very annoying. But hopefully this time my body will realize, oh shucks, Harrier, you need to actually switch the brain off for an hour or 3, please. Just go into low power mode there. You have got some artificial parts in you that also need to go into maintenance mode. They are in fact connected to your nervous system. So yeah, I should probably hopefully give everything a chance to reset a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, rest well everyone. Thank you for being here. I think this is not going to work again. Yeah, it's not going to work again. So until tomorrow, I might push stream forward a little bit. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. To get a little bit more time in on working on those art layers. And yeah. Until then, good night, rest well, and I shall see you tomorrow. Alright everyone. Night night. Have fun.